Hello, welcome back to Fallout New Vegas. We're taking Raoul out today for a bit of a companion quest arc. I don't really know what happens with Raoul. Never ever actually done his quests before. The only thing I do know about him is that you take him to see Loyal at the Boomer HQ at Nellis, and that seems to start something. What that might be, I have no idea. What have you actually got with you?
You'll be fair and equitable, boss.
Maybe I will, except you don't appear to have anything on you at all. Well, I mean, we can fix that by killing something and giving you its weapon, and I think that's how we'll do it. So we'll head to Nellis. I'm assuming the ex-residents of Vault 21.
Hello.
Oh, 34. Won't mind a ghoul on the premises. Everybody will be completely open and accepting to the idea of... Oh, you do have a weapon. What have you got?
Be quiet. Unless my creaky knees give us away.
You've got a revolver. That's fine. So this, as we learnt last episode, is the result of my helmet. Right, so we're heading to the hangars where I think Loyal hangs out with, what was the guy's name? He fancied that redhead who worked for Crimson Caravans. Kind of irrelevant. And every time I come back here, I want to get into those AI pods for flying. Sorry, the virtual reality pods. The temptation just to go postal and kill everyone. Oh, Raoul. If we weren't here for you, buddy, we'd be seriously considering that course of action. Alas, we've got work to do. Alright, Loyal. Let's have a word, shall we?
You've done us a great service. Thank you for your help.
I have, and I've also come into the wrong building. Jack, that was his name. And there's Janet. Jack and Janet. How's it going, Jack?
I've never been so happy in my entire life.
Oh, I'm glad.
Bye.
Bye. Where is Loyal? He's not in here. Okay, we will take a seat and wait for Loyal. It is 3 in the morning. Understandable why he wouldn't be wandering about at this time of night or morning. There he is.
Isn't that bomber a beauty? Thanks so much for making an old man's dreams come true.
Can I get a code?
No, those aren't for outsiders to use. Leave them alone.
Okay.
Anything else you need? I've got work to do.
Nope.
Bye.
You really enjoy dragging me into situations where I get shot at, don't you, boss?
Can I ask you some questions?
Questions, boss? You mean you don't know everything there is to know already?
Absolutely not. Can you tell me anything about Mr. House?
Just how old do you think I am, boss? Because I can pretty much guarantee I'm older than that. Let me tell you a story from before the Great War.
Okay.
Everybody knew Robert House. He was a genius, a superstar. Founded Robco at 22. Dated Hollywood starlets, the works. They say he saved Las Vegas. I was in Mexico City when the bombs dropped. Even from there, we could see House's defensive rockets shooting down the incoming missiles. Everybody assumed he died in the war. Maybe he did. But his robots are still out there roaming the waste. And now, a Mr. House rules New Vegas.
I always find it so funny when you've skipped to like a point in the story where I've already met Mr. House. I know who he is. You can't seriously think they're the same Mr. House.
Maybe not. Maybe the new guy is just a clever raider chief with knowledge of history. Maybe he just left instructions for his robots to carry out in his name. Or maybe Robert House uploaded his brain pattern into a computer and rules to this day a godless, soulless machine god. Maybe the whole thing's a crazy coincidence.
Alarmingly close to the truth there, Raoul. Maybe there's a connection. Can you remember anything about Robert House?
I remember there were some weird stories about him, especially near the end. There was a tell-all in El Periódico de las Arboridas by a starlet House dated. She said they never, Now don't make me spell it out, boss. Anyway, she said all he wanted to do was scan her brain and make her dress up in different outfits.
She wasn't called Jane, was she, by any chance? Because he has a robot by that name. That's sickening.
It was quite the scandal, at least in the Latin American tabloid journalism market. You're a veritable geyser of curiosity, boss.
Yep, that's me. Do you know anything about a goon named Benny, wears a checkered coat, carries a big pistol, killed him at Caesar's camp? You know, that
Benny,
guy.
Huh? Sorry, boss. Doesn't ring a bell. Then again, my brain isn't as sharp as it used to be.
What's your take on the NCR?
They're all right, I suppose. Had a bit of tough going there at the beginning. You know, their first town was nearly wiped out by raiders.
Yep.
Anyway, they got their good points and their bad. Just like a lot of the old governments from before the war.
How do you feel about Caesar's Legion?
I don't really have a problem with them. People around here tend to see them as invading marauders planning to burn and pillage the countryside. But I've been to Arizona, boss. Before the Legion, it was a nasty place. So thick with raiders you couldn't trade with a town 2 miles up the road. Caesar's laws aren't nice, and their actions aren't always pretty. But then neither am I. But you keep me around.
And what about Vegas?
It's big, it's bright, and it's one of the biggest cities still left from before the war. Well, mostly anyway. Used to be just a curiosity. The buildings were pre-war. But it's just as full of raiders and barbarian tribes as any place else. Then Mr. House took over. Got the power turned back on. And got the tribes reformed into something civilized. And now they run his casinos for him.
Okay.
That's a good thing to see, huh, boss?
Ah, okay. What are you talking about?
That loyal guy. He's getting up there in years, but he still finds a way to make himself useful to his people. If you ask me, that's better than withering away all alone or holding on to some faded piece of glory from your past.
Loyal's using his years of knowledge to help his tribe. I think that's a noble goal.
Yeah, that's what I thought too.
What's on your mind?
Old history, boss. I grew up in a place called Hidalgo Ranch, just outside Mexico City. It wasn't much, just a bit of a farm, with a house for 3 generations of Tejadas. I wasn't the best behaved kid. I was quick with my hands, with a pistol or a wrench.
Ooh.
And I wasn't afraid to get into fights over it. I never killed anybody, but I had my share of run-ins with the police. Mostly my family kept me in mind. This was before the war. We were far enough away from Mexico City when the bombs fell that we missed the worst of it. But things got bad quick.
Go on.
Just a few days after Mexico City was vaporized, refugees started pouring down the road to our ranch. We helped who we could, but there were so many. Eventually, my father started turning people away before we ran out of food. Things got violent. My father and I got our guns, and we drove them off.
What happened then?
About 24 men came back in the night after we'd gone to sleep. They set fire to the ranch house and barred the doors from the outside. My whole family was trapped inside. I smelled the smoke, and I got myself and my little sister Rafaela out through a window. But everyone else.
Ah, buddy, I'm sorry.
My grandmother, my 2 brothers, and 2 of my sisters all died.
What happened then?
Rafaela and I ran. We were pursued by some of the men who attacked our home. but I was always a good shot. The ones who came after us, I killed. The rest, I left be. I had to take care of Rafaela, not throw my life away on revenge.
You are a smart man, Raoul. You can't think it was your fault. No one could stand against the dozen armed men all alone.
I know that, boss. That's not what I'm getting at. I'm just getting sentimental in my old age. Anyways, forget it. Just wanted that off my chest.
Right. I don't know if it gives you any kind of clue as to where to go next, but I have looked up where to go because I had no idea. So we need to go to see either Corporal Sterling or somebody else who I can't remember. Shit. Oh god, who was it? Corporal Sterling. And there was somebody else. It'll come back to me. Let's go see Sterling first. I think he's at Forlorn Hope. We've got NCR heavy troops up at Forlorn Hope now. Wonder if that's got anything to do with... Oh no, it won't be. It was Bitter Springs I got troops for. Right, Sterling, where you at?
Howdy. What brings you back?
Have you always been with First Recon?
Used to be a ranger. One of the first they sent out east back before we took the dam. Observation and reconnaissance. We took the lay of the land, checked out the locals, and kept ourselves inconspicuous. A couple friends of mine were the first to scout the dam. That was back in '73, if I recall. A lot of those rangers are dead now. Vegas always chewed men up. It's just a little more literal nowadays.
Why'd you leave?
Well, that wasn't really a matter of choice. Got myself caught by legionaries up near Malpay. They had themselves some fun with me. Mangled my hands and feet pretty good. Wasn't much good with the pistol after that. Wasn't gonna be trekking across the waste on any more long scouts either.
How did you escape Malpay?
Caesar's boys figured I wasn't going anywhere after what they'd done to me. So they didn't bother tying me up. I crawled out of there on my elbows and knees. Must have looked a sight. Then I rolled down an embankment into the Colorado. I guess I had a mind to drown rather than give Caesar's boys the satisfaction of killing me. But a couple rangers happened to be watching from across the river. They jumped on in and pulled me out of there. Lucky break, they said. Always a pleasure. Keep yourself safe.
One of the ranger vets looked at me and I just about surrendered.
Anything to say?
Over-elaborate mob schemes to take over Vegas. Reminds me of the days before the war.
Tell me one of your stories.
That's what I love about you, boss. Your firm belief that one day you'll actually remember things people tell you.
Aha! Funny
What do you wanna
man.
hear about?
That's it.
Anything you say, boss. Got a second to talk, boss?
I do. What's on your mind?
Meeting Corporal Sterling. Well, it kind of got me thinking. Here's a guy that's been beat all to hell, right? I mean, he could have retired from the service, but instead he signs back on and does what he can. You think he did the right thing?
I think it's good that he's so devoted to his duty. More people should act that way. The NCR put a lot of time and money into his training. He owes it to them to use it however he can. It might seem harsh, but a soldier can't do his job properly with those limitations. With those injuries, he's nothing but a drain on resources. No, I think it's good that he's devoted to his duty.
You think so, boss? Because I remember a time when a lot of people stuck to their duty no matter what. It ended with nuclear bombs falling on my hometown.
You talking about the Great War? What do you remember about it?
After the fire, I knew my sister and I couldn't stay at Hidalgo Ranch anymore. The refugees still wanted me dead. They even put a bounty on me. I remember how scared Rafaela was. I told her if she came with me, we'd see the vaqueros. She used to love the rodeo, especially the trick riders. We figured maybe we could find help in Mexico City. We were young. We didn't know what had happened, really. We didn't understand about the bombs.
Wasn't Mexico City basically annihilated in the Great War?
I don't think it was as hard hit as DC or Bakersfield, but it was bad enough. By the time we got there, the city was a radioactive ruin. Still, the city was full of looters, already forming into the beginnings of raider tribes. Crime was bad before the war, but now it was a nightmare. We were living like scavengers, scraping by on what little food we could find, always looking for medicine for my burns. And then, of course, the radiation started to kick in, turning me into this handsome devil you see before you.
Sounds pretty bad.
You're a poet of understatement, boss. But there were moments it was almost worth it. I still remember finding that novelty costume shop. I was just looking around for something I could slice up to wrap my burns when I saw the vaquero outfit hanging on the rack like it hadn't been touched. I took it, not like anybody else needed it, you know, and wore it back to our camp. Rafaela laughed, for the first time since the bombs had fallen.
And wasn't it dangerous to be dressed so noticeably?
It was. I started to build up a legend. Sometimes it headed off trouble, but most of the times it just started more. Young punks looking to prove themselves would come looking for me, but my eyes were sharp and my guns were quick. For a while, it seemed like we might even survive there, until Rafaela.
Go on, what happened to Rafaela?
She went out to find some food one day. I was sick, so I stayed at our camp. I guess it must have been the beginning of radiation poisoning. Anyway, it was supposed to be safe, but some raiders happened to pass through where she was scavenging. I won't speak of what they did to her. When I found her body, the only way to recognize her was this funny little scar on her knee from when she was a little girl.
That's terrible, Raul.
Terrible doesn't begin to cover it, boss. I let my whole family down. First the ranch, now Rafaela. I was the last Tejada. I guess maybe I went a little crazy then. I took my guns and went back to that market. I didn't have many bullets, but I had enough. After the raiders were dead, I salvaged what I could from the store. I was tired. I just wanted to be alone forever.
So what did you do?
I left Mexico City behind. I made my way out to the Gulf Coast. Eventually, I found an old Petro Chico refinery nobody had claimed. I stayed there for a little while, and I thought a lot about my life. I thought about the guns I'd lived by, and what they'd gotten me. I decided my guns hadn't gotten me anything, and it was time to give it up. I took off the old vaquero outfit and put on a Petro Chico jumpsuit. The name tag said Miguel, so I started using the name myself. Eventually, I made it to Arizona. That's another story, boss.
It certainly is. And I've just remembered who it is we need to go and see next. It's Ranger Andy at Novak. So it's basically all the people who've been like hard done to and, you know, either past the prime or suffered injuries or things like that. So Ranger Andy lives in one of these buildings, if you remember. I think it's this one. Or that one. Turn some lights on, man.
Hey, welcome. You'll get the hang of that takedown. I had trouble learning it at first, too.
Oh yeah, he learnt me. He taught me the hand-to-hand move. What do you do here, Andy?
Right now, a whole lot of sitting on my keister and counting cracks in the ceiling. I wouldn't wish it on anybody. On better days, I help keep the peace. Boone and Vargas watch the road. I watch the town. Tell myself I'm doing some good.
Am I mistaken, or was there a Paladin Vargas in Fallout 3? I think there was. What happened?
A few years back, we get a tip that some Legion slavers were holed up in this burnt-out house a few clicks from where we were stationed. We get there and it's deserted. No sign anyone's been there. I mean, nothing. As we're leaving, I hear something behind me. I turn around and there's this kid, just skin and bone, and he's looking up at us and he's scared half to death. Been hiding in a closet.
What did you do?
I go to grab him out of there and I notice he's holding something in his hand. Something metal. He shuts himself back in the closet and that's when I see the grenade he's left by my feet. They do it a lot, the Legion, using kids. They know we'll hesitate. Anyway, that was the first time. Second time, I fell down those stairs in front of the motel, just in case I got to thinking I'd put it all behind me.
Tell me more about the Rangers.
They're the NCR's finest. A one-man platoon, each of them. You got a job where even thinking about it would scare a man senseless? That's when you bring in the Rangers. And if you see a squad of veterans, guys who are in their black armor, well, you won't find a more beautiful sight.
Did you do something to your leg?
Yeah, twice. Actually, the first time, it was more like half my body. Knocked me out of the Rangers. This time, it's mostly just reminded me how useless I've gotten.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm with you there.
That'll do.
Hey, wait a sec. I know what I said, but if you find yourself by Ranger Station Charlie, let me know what you find. I'd be interested.
Raoul?
I can't believe we were allowed inside the Lucky 38. That place has been a legend since before the war.
It has. Do you not have anything to say? Or do I need to...
Any word on Station Charlie?
No. Do I have to go to Ranger Station Charlie?
Hey, boss.
No.
Can I ask you something?
Sure, what's on your mind?
What do you think of guys like Ranger Andy?
Seems like a decent guy.
That wasn't what I meant, really. I mean guys who have a world of experience doing what they do, but have to give it up because they're getting old and slow or too injured.
Even after a crippling injury, a guy like Andy's tougher and more dangerous than most men alive. Fair. He didn't have to give it up, he's just scared he doesn't have what it takes anymore. It's just because someone's crippled doesn't mean they're useless. All that experience is invaluable. I think it's good that he's retired out of mind. Nah, just because he's crippled doesn't mean he's useless. All that experience is indeed invaluable.
Yeah, I suppose he could still teach. Take a less active role in the world. That's not so bad.
Is that what you did?
Would it surprise you to know that I used to be a gunslinging adventurer? I left everything when I left Mexico. My home, my family, my name, even my face. I know it's surprising, boss, but I wasn't always just handsome. As far as the world knows, I was Miguel, and I was okay with that. I headed north for a while, and ended up in Tucson. Not Tucson, by the way. Things were good there. Well, maybe not good, but better than Mexico City anyways. I found myself a little shack, started fixing things.
Fixing things?
Oh, sure, boss. I was always good at fixing things. Some I fixed for the town, some I fixed for other people, some I fixed just for the hell of it. It's a better way to use your hands than killing. And even then, I wasn't getting any younger or faster. I lived there for a long time, kept to myself, didn't get into any fights. Hell, the only reason I even kept my guns oiled was professional pride.
Why aren't you still there then?
Getting there, boss. I'd been in Tucson. The locals can call it Tucson all they want, but it's Tucson, damn it. About 75 years when she showed up. Prettiest thing you ever saw, boss. Maybe it was just a trick of my senile brain, but I swear she looked just like my Rafaela. Her name was Claudia. She ended up taking work at one of the brothels in town. I never went to her, of course. How could I? But I looked after her in my own way.
What happened with her?
This was a long time ago, before Caesar's Legion pacified Arizona and brought the raider tribes to heel. A tribe came into Tucson one day. More a gang, really. Dirty Dave and his 6 brothers. They were looking for bullets, and I sold some to them. I figured if I did that, they'd leave town before they tore it up too much.
Ooh, but they did, didn't they?
No, boss. No, they didn't. As I was saying, I hoped they'd leave the town in peace. Instead, they decided to stop at Claudia's brothel to take the edge off. I don't know which one of them got rowdy first, but by the time I heard the screams and got my guns, it was too late. They shot up the brothel, killed 4 girls, and and taken Claudia for their sport.
Did you rescue her?
I went after Dave and his brothers. They had a head start, but they slept nights. I didn't. Took me 3 days to catch up to them. Claudia was dead when I got there. They put a bullet in each of her eyes. I couldn't do anything except avenge her, just like Rafaela. I charged into the middle of their camp and started firing. 2 of them were dead before they knew I was there. The other 5, though, they shot the shit out of me. I would have died, I think, if I wasn't so full of rage.
How did you survive?
By being a meaner old cuss than the rest of them, boss. I wanted to keep living until they weren't. So I just kept shooting until they were all dead. I was in pretty bad shape in the end, though. I don't know how long I laid there, with the sun baking me and the buzzards chomping at me. Eventually, I got the strength to start moving. Some long time after that, I managed to drag my carcass back to town.
What happened then?
When I recovered, more or less anyways, I left Tucson and headed west. I ran into Tabitha at Black Mountain, and well, the rest you know. I swore I was done with the gunslinging life. I was too old, too slow, and too beat up to protect anyone anymore. I thought I was done forever, but after traveling with you, I realized I've always had my doubts.
Doubts? About what?
About whether I'm really too old to keep living the life of a gunslinger after all. And after seeing what you go through, boss, I think I am. From now on, I'll let you deal with the fighting and stick to keeping your gear working. I don't want to slow you down more than I already do.
Oh, Raoul. That's not true. You're great with the pistol. I don't think I've ever actually seen you use it, but I assume you are.
You think so? Well, you're the boss. Okay, I'll give it a try. But if I get killed, and if there's an afterlife, I'll haunt your ass.
Hey! Raoul has gained the old Vajero perk, which increases the rate of fire with revolvers and lever action firearms by 33%. And he gets a incredible looking outfit. Look at that. You gorgeous ghoul, you. Yeah. Excellent. Right. I think that's pretty much Raoul's quest done.
Maybe I'm just old and tired, but being locked in a cool, dark pod to sleep for a few centuries doesn't sound so bad. Sure, I'll just pull a toolbox out from behind a conveniently placed rock and get to work.
Very funny.
Talk to me at my shack. I've at least got tools there.
Okay, so we can't repair anything unless we're actually back at his shack on Black Mountain. Right. Raoul, you are kitted out in all of your best stuff. And we can head back to Vegas. And pick up Lily. Where's she gone?
Hello again, dear.
Hello.
It'd be lovely, dearie.
So if we have a chat to you
Hello again, dear.
about... tell me about yourself.
Oh, someone wants to hear Grandma's stories. What would you like to hear, Pumpkin?
What kind of medicine are you taking?
Dr. Henry calls them antipsychotics. I don't know what they're supposed to do. They just make my memory fuzzy.
Okay. Who's Leo?
Leo is a very bad man, Pumpkin. Yes, you are, Leo. Don't try to deny it. He tells me to do things, terrible things, and sometimes the medicine isn't enough to keep him quiet.
But there's no one there.
Well, of course there is, dearie. How else could I hear him tell me who to chop?
Okay.
What do you need, sugar?
I think we need to get her into combat. So let's wait until it's light again. And then we'll head out and find ourselves some people to chop.
sweetheart.
How was that, Lily?
Hello again, dear.
Okay. Nothing to say. Interesting. Do we have to fight people specifically? Ooh. Lily has suffered a psychotic break. She will remain in an aggressive state and will not respond to your commands until the break ends. Should probably help her out a little bit. You okay? Just gonna stay over here and let you ride this out.
Gracious me. I lost control of it there.
You did.
again, dear.
What happened in that fight back there?
Oh, Pumpkin. Grandma's sorry about that. Sometimes she gets mad and listens to Leo when she really shouldn't. The medicine is supposed to help with that, but sometimes Grandma doesn't take it.
Why don't you take your medicine?
Sometimes it makes Grandma forget things she doesn't want to forget, Pumpkin.
Okay.
Such a curious little munchkin, aren't you? What do you want to know?
That's it.
What? Talk to you soon, dear.
Well then. I believe that's step 1 to getting you to talk a bit more about Leo. I don't know quite what we have to do to get the rest of it to happen, but we shall carry on. Oh God.
Look at these little angels. Becky, that dress looks so lovely. And Jimmy, oh my word, how you...
This is not the time.
Grandma.
Do
you bring us presents, Grandma?
Well, now, I don't know. Have you been good to your mommy and daddy?
Yes.
Well then, let Grandma see what you've got.
Was that you?
Hello again, dear.
What was that recording you were listening to?
Oh, that old thing. That's just a holotape from the last time I visited my grandkids. Such sweet little children, you know, little angels. Sometimes it's hard to remember them, so I take that old tape out from time to time and listen.
Why is it hard to remember them?
It's my medicine, dearie. It keeps me calm, but it makes my memory go all fuzzy. That's why I only take my dosage every other time. That way, at least I remember their faces.
Lily, I'd like to talk to you about your medication.
Oh, don't you worry your silly little head about that, Pumpkin. Grandma knows what she's doing.
You should keep taking your meds every other time. It's worth the risk to remember your family. It's too dangerous for you to miss doses. From now on, I want you to take your medicine every time. The medicine isn't doing you any good. I want you to stop taking it altogether. God. What happens if we tell her to stop taking it altogether? I'm going to tell her to keep taking it every other time, because then at least she can remember her family. I think she'd just go completely crazy if we told her to stop altogether, and it's cruel to not let her remember her family, so we'll go for the first option.
That's sweet of you, dearie. I'll try to be better about controlling myself if I see you try to sneak away.
That's good. Do that.
All right, Pumpkin.
Lily will continue to take her medicine half as often as she's supposed to. She will still suffer psychotic breaks if her health reaches 1/4, but she will break off combat if you begin sneaking. It's good.
Talk to you soon, dear.
And I think that's everything that we can do with Lily. I don't think she gets any other... like, there's no quest for her other than hearing that recording. Can we listen to that again? Kinda missed it a bit. No. Okay, right. We now need to head back to... well, I mean, realistically, I do need to get some more Sunset Sarsaparilla caps to go back and earn a prize from Festus. But I think this is going to be our next mission. Heading to the Colonel at the dam. I think it's time, Lily. Although we're not going to be using you. We're going to be using our friend Arcade Gannon. Oh, I just want to nip up here. Part of the reason I was coming up here is because in between the two statues of the Desert Ranger and the NCR Ranger, there appears to be a very real human ranger stood there in the same sort of armour as I'm wearing. Or at least there was the last time I was up at Mojave Outpost. So I just want to quickly go and check that out. And then we'll head back to the strip, pick up Arcade Gannon, and make our way to the dam. I'm very excited. Part of Arcade's story is done at the dam after you speak to Colonel Moore, so that's why I'm leaving him till last. Are you still up here? Or have you gone? I also need to go and grab some supplies as well because I've got to bring stim packs and whatnot out with me. Yep, you're still there. Right, who are you? What are you doing?
We won't go quiet. The Legion can count on that.
Oh, right, okay, you're just a veteran. Look at that. Brothers from another mother. Except I look a damn sight better than you do. Right. Do we need to do anything up here?
Wish I could have been there to see Caesar die. What an asshole.
You can tell it's sort of coming towards the end where all the veterans start showing up and the guys at the Camp Forlorn Hope, they're sort of all wearing power armor. Now, this says I can get to the Long 15 from down here. I don't think I can. Interesting. There must be another way of doing that. Anyway, let's go back to Vegas. Why did I say... Oh, that's the mission. Is there anything else I wanted to do? Anything else at all I can think of before I start this? I can't think of anything. Right. Back we go. Let's do this. Oh, music's all very like, yeah, let's do this.
Wish I could have been there to see Caesar die.
Colonel?
Good, you made it. I've been receiving reports of your activities for a little while now and wanted to meet you myself. You've proven yourself especially capable, and right now I can use all the capable people I can get. Crocker gets handed the fluff missions that no one else wants to do. When people need something really important done, they come to me. Usually, I dispatch one or more rangers to see these things through, but I'm a little short-handed at the moment. Think you're up for a real mission?
Yes, ma'am.
Since the majority of my men are on assignment dealing with the Legion, I need someone to handle other matters that have arisen. Make no mistake, there's a battle coming, and I intend to make sure there are no loose ends when the time comes. One such loose end is a gang known as the Great Khans. Have you heard of them?
The Khans won't be a problem to anyone ever again.
Good riddance. We've had reports for years that they're the ones who supply the fiends with chems, but no one's done anything about it. In any event, no one will miss them. And I've got another mission for you. We've had some disturbing reports recently concerning the Omertas, one of the 3 families that run the Strip.
I've done all the missions.
Our intelligence has discovered that high-ranking members of the Omertas have been having clandestine meetings for the past several months. We haven't been able to determine whom they've been meeting with, but if it's Caesar's men, we'll need to act. I need you to uncover what they're up to and stop it if it threatens the NCR. Any questions?
The Omertas were up to something big, but I stopped them.
Excellent. You'd think living in the lap of luxury and power would be enough for some people, but no. Now that that's out of the way, let's see. Mr. House was a concern, but someone conveniently dealt with him for us. Oh, that reminds me. You might be happy to know that your efforts haven't gone unnoticed. The brass have been throwing around the idea of having the president visit the dam for a while now, to rally the troops and boost morale and such. With our recent achievements, they finally feel secure enough to stage the damn thing. But while it's being planned, I have one last mission for you. Several years ago, we managed to wrest the Helios 1 solar power station from the Brotherhood of Steel chapter local to this area. It was a crushing victory, but no one's heard a peep from the Brotherhood since. Most people
I've done this mission as well.
Scattered and not a threat. Recently, we've had scouts go missing in an area west of Helios, and I'm concerned that the Brotherhood is involved. I want you to find them, and once you do, finish them for good.
Oh.
Any questions?
Okay. Is there no peaceful way to resolve this?
Don't even think about it. Any Brotherhood survivors likely harbor a deep grudge against us. We can't afford to leave such an enemy alive. Any other objections? Maybe you'd like to bring the Brotherhood some flowers.
No, but how do you expect me to destroy an entire Brotherhood chapter?
A fair question, and one I've had our strategists think about for some time. Their consensus is that we must focus on the one thing we can count on. With the Brotherhood, that's their obsessive attachment to technology. They'd never go anywhere that didn't have working power. I'm willing to bet that wherever they're hiding, there's a working reactor powering their equipment. That's their vulnerability. Detonate that reactor, and we can safely cross the Brotherhood off our list of concerns. Is there anything else?
No, ma'am.
Dismissed.
Oh, God. Well, this is what comes from siding with the NCR, I suppose. We've got no choice but to wipe them out. Are we actually doing this? Looks like the answer is a big fat yes. Alright, hopefully Arcade Ganon isn't going to be... Oh, hang on. Is this technically NCR armor? I don't think it is. Riot gear. We'll soon find out. Yes, that's NCR gear.
Just as a warning, my covert bandaging skills are a little rusty.
Should we try taking them out? You up for that? I mean, that went better than I expected. Oh, managed to get it so he's actually still sat in his chair. Oh, never mind. Right, entrance hall clear. Moving down to first floor, we've got some kind of turrets knocking around somewhere. Vision's blurry. Shouldn't have come in here. Sorry, Ganon, you kind of got him a line of fire there. I need to use something with a bit more explosive. There we go.
quickly.
Whoop.
I found the target.
Pew, pew, pew. Scribe. Whoa! I guess I shouldn't just assume they've stopped coming in because there's a lull in the combat.
Man down!
Oh. Come on, target the arm. How is my armor doing? Not great. Let's use a stim back. Ow. Probably should have brought something a little bit more energy based with me.
Still no sign of a hostile.
I think there's people down here as well, isn't there? Should probably be using ghost weapons myself. Hop. Tell you what we'll do. Give me that, and I'll take those, and ghost rifle it is. Also, can Brotherhood power armor repair the armor that I'm wearing? No. The helmet can, but the actual armor itself cannot.
In my medical opinion, that could have gone better.
Who said that? Every Brotherhood locker contains exactly the same thing. That's hilarious. Oh, except for that. Looks like we've got somebody... Oh, it's Arcade.
I think I need some more firepower. Just as a warning, my covert bandaging skills are a little rusty.
Sorry, Night Taurus. Oh! Bet we can't get in there, can we? Might be able to if we went under the floor and then round. Let's try it, because there's probably some pretty good gear in there, actually. Nope, need a key. Right, I think we can safely descend to the lower levels now. Nope, that's the wrong way. Did see a medical box in here though, so I am stealing this. And another one. Nobody in the toilet. Nope. Alright, we're good. Let's get down there and make a mess.
You'll pay for that.
Oh, the scribe doesn't even break stride.
Looks like trouble.
Could have gone worse.
Looks like trouble.
I'm glad that's over with.
Sorry, Lorenzo. This has to be done.
Engaging.
Looks like break time's over. Might be time for that.
Now that's dedication. Remaining at your post while the entire bunker gets attacked around you. Got to take my hat off to that.
Area secured.
Target. Alright, the Elder's next. Bird of Elder McNamara engaging the bunker, blah blah blah. Generate. Right, we need all three cats. So who do we need? So the head scribe, head paladin, and elder. So Taggart should have a passcode. And McNamara and the guy who wanted to take over from McNamara. God, these Gauss rifles are incredibly powerful. Cannon! You alright? That's just a bunker key, McNamara. Take his ropes. Elder's keycard. It's holotag.
Looks like trouble.
Hardin, that was his name. Was being the operative word.
I'm glad that's over with.
Right, let's go and blow the bunker up. I don't think we have to. But I kind of want to. We've gone this far. We may as well go all the way. Boop. Right. We've generated the password. That's the authorization terminal. That's the terminal. Yes. Please exit the bunker in a calm, orderly fashion. It's about as calm and orderly as it gets. And that is the end of the Brotherhood of Steel in the Mojave Wasteland. At least this chapter, anyway. Guess we can take the lead off. Take the lead off? Get the lead out? Take the lid off? I don't know what I'm trying to say. Have a seat is what I'm looking for. Colonel?
Has the Brotherhood been found?
Yep, they've been eliminated.
Oh, that's a relief. A Brotherhood attack while we're busy with the Legion would be catastrophic. The situation being what it is, we can't afford to lose even a single man unnecessarily. But we've got more important matters to attend to. The President is due to arrive soon, and we're sure the Legion won't waste such an opportunity. I want you to assist the security detail we've prepared for the President. His safety is critical to maintaining the men's fighting spirit. Go up to the Visitors Center and speak to Ranger Grant. He's in charge of security during the President's visit. Dismissed.
Can I ask you some questions?
Safe?
And...
This is no time for questions. Get back topside and protect the President.
Okay. Gannon?
What's up?
What's your opinion on the current situation?
Helping the NCR is better than helping Mr. House, but I don't think it's the best solution for the people in New Vegas. If the NCR can take full control of Freeside and the Strip, it's going to get worse before it gets better. Besides, even if New Vegas eventually gets representation in the NCR's Senate, it's not like the NCR runs efficiently.
Okay.
See you around.
Our Rangers are going to show everyone what happens when we're pissed off.
Correction, I'm going to show everybody what happens when the NCR's pissed off. I am your harbinger of doom. Alright, let's go meet the President, I suppose. Could do with getting some repairs done. Yeah, that's not good condition armor. What are you wearing?
Sure, just don't treat me like a pack Brahmin, okay?
Can I use that to repair my armor? No.
Sure, just don't treat me like a pack Brahmin, okay?
Okay, let's go.
So you're the one Colonel Moore sent to help out with the President's visit?
Yep.
Well, I'm running security for the visit, which means I'm in charge. If anything goes down, you tell me first, you got that? We've got a lot to do to prepare for the President's visit, and not much time. Once we start, we'll be on a strict timetable. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Ask your questions, but keep it short.
Yeah, I'll ask some questions. Can I use my weapons during the President's visit?
You'll be allowed to carry your weapons, but they must remain holstered. If you pull them out, my men will shoot you. Understand?
Mm-hmm. What are your security arrangements?
Security detail consists of rangers stationed here at the dam. Some will keep an eye on the crowd while others will watch the perimeter. Snipers and sharpshooters have been assigned to key locations, and we also have a special canine unit sniffing out members of the crowd. I've also locked down access to critical locations, such as the landing platform on the visitor center.
I have access, right?
Not a chance. Only the necessary personnel have authorization.
Do you have a detailed schedule for the visit?
The President arrives, gives a speech, and then leaves. That's all someone like you needs to know.
Ooh. Do you have any leads on possible security threats?
Possible security threats. There was a new guy allowed to help with security at the last minute. Other than that, we don't have any solid leads.
Do you mean me? What can I do to help?
Keep an eye on the crowd and keep an eye out for anything suspicious. Other than that, just stay out of the way. If there's nothing else, then let's get moving.
Alright, I'm all set.
Good. The President doesn't arrive until tomorrow. Get some rest. I'll brief you in the morning.
Oh, okay. Time for sleep.
Glad you could join us. Most of my men are already on duty, and the crowd has already started gathering outside. We've got a busy day ahead of us.
So what's the plan for today?
The plan is to get through today without the shit hitting the fan. So I'll be overseeing the security team personally, and keeping in constant contact with people over the radio. It's a good bet that the Legion is gonna try something today, so we have to be prepared for anything. We'll do whatever it takes to get the President through this visit in one piece.
Gotcha. Let's get this show on the road.
President Kimball is arriving shortly. If you want to do any last-minute security sweeps or take a look around for anything suspicious, do it now. Once you're ready, meet me outside on the observation deck. But don't take too long.
Investigate the area for clues.
President Kimball's gonna arrive pretty soon to give his
Wish I
speech
could have
and
been
meet
there
that
to see
wounded soldier.
Caesar die. What an asshole.
I mean, just like the general area, or...
We put our trust in Hanlon and look where it got us.
Quietly. House was the only thing keeping Vegas from joining the NCR.
Security report. With the President's arrival today, security is running a final sweep of the area, making preparations. Only members of the security team will have weapons at the President's speech. This means that all troopers at the speech must relinquish their weapons beforehand. Excuse me. Oh. We'll limit people allowed to see the speech to a small number to reduce any potential risk to the President. I've gotten word the President is travelling with only 2 rangers, so our security team will need to be on full alert. I'd still like to log my concerns about not having enough time to prepare for this, but we'll do our job here today. You notice that duty roster has been accessed by an unknown login ID. Be a good idea to keep an eye out for anything out of the ordinary. Well, yeah. Keep an eye on sniper locations. Rangers will secure the perimeter and keep an eye out for any external threats. Additional rangers will be stationed around the stage and the crowd. Their primary job is to keep an eye on the crowd to make sure nothing funny happens. Sharpshooters positioned at the following potential sniper locations: Visitors Centre roof and the Western Ridge. Dam Tower 1 roof. I want a radio up there to check in. Right, so let's head up to the Visitors Centre roof. This is the Visitors Centre, is it not?
Looks like we booted the Legion out of Nelson. About damn time.
We need to keep an eye out for anything suspicious.
Mm-hmm.
I'll meet you on the observation deck. Only engineers and authorized personnel. No one can go upstairs without authorization.
Out of the way, Private.
If you have to ask, you're not authorized. The President is visiting today. Ranger Grant doesn't want anyone snooping around up there that doesn't have authorization. Sorry, no can do. Okay, just this once. Make it quick, though. I don't want to get in trouble for this.
I didn't actually think he was going to let me up there then, but... Colonel?
Not right now, I'm busy.
Nothing is going to happen to the President on my watch.
Right, so the roof looks very unsuspicious. They said the western tower, didn't they? Examine the controls for tampering. You examine the controls for any signs of tampering, but you don't see anything unusual. Ranger?
I wonder what President Kimball is going to talk about.
I wonder what President Kimball is going to talk about.
I'm looking forward to seeing the President.
Bet you are. Is this the Western Ridge? Right, let's go and have a look up on the Western Ridge. Come on. Can we get up there? Ow. Nearly hurt myself. I don't see any way up there. What?
Well, I'll be. Hoover Dam.
The president's dead. How the hell did that happen? I guess I wandered too far out of the area. Okay. So... definitely didn't do my job there. Right, well, alright, the Western Ridge isn't somewhere I can check out, so if the President dies as a result of anything happening there, that's not my fault.
Nothing is going to happen to the President on my watch. We need to keep an eye out for anything suspicious.
I am doing that. Let's get up there.
Nothing is going to happen to the President
Stack.
on my watch.
Okay. Nothing suspicious up there. I think I've already been down there. Nothing suspicious on this tower, and I don't think I can get through there. Try. Nope. Right. Can't see anything over there. Intake tower. Nope. All good. Hang on, are there more intake towers behind that? Well,
first recon's at Camp Forlorn Hope. Now we got a chance to hold it.
Is the president safe?
Was killed by assassins.
Damn it. The timing couldn't be any worse. I tried to warn those buffoons, but they insisted on this little show. We'll be lucky if the men don't throw down their guns and surrender as the Legion approaches. I guess there's nothing to be done about it now. While you were out, General Oliver arrived and briefed all senior officers regarding a change in our strategy. I'm not at liberty to divulge what was said, but I've been instructed to send you to him immediately. He set up his camp in the office area at the south end of his power plant. Dismissed.
You are committing to fight with the NCR at the Battle for Hoover Dam, which will determine the fate of New Vegas for decades to come. If there's anything you want to do before you enter the battle, do it now, before you cross the point of no return. Well, we may as well set up a save here. I'm still at a complete loss for words that I managed to screw that up so badly and let the president die.
It's best not to keep the general waiting.
Well, you took your sweet-ass time coming here. Let's get down to brass tacks. We need to get this thing moving if we want to keep the element of surprise.
What's this all about?
You've done some great work for us up to this point, and we're hoping to use your unique abilities to aid us once again. Thanks to the task my subordinates have delegated to you, the NCR now has a unique opportunity.
And what opportunity is that?
We now have a chance to take the fight to those bastards on their home turf. I'm in the beginning stages of planning out an assault on the fort. I've made calls to our allies, and they're on their way to our position. Once our forces are in place in garrison here, we'll begin our assault.
Okay, what do you need me to do?
Sir, I don't know what happened. A bunch of Legionnaires just stormed into the power station.
Into the power station? How is that possible?
I don't know, sir. There was some talk of them entering through the clog intake tunnels, but I don't have any confirmation. On my way up here, there was some chatter about their commander, the Legate, I think he's called, set up at some kind of base on the eastern bank.
Okay, listen here. Unless we can get some additional support, I'm gonna need you to help me resolve this situation. You need to make your way to this camp they have on the eastern bank and take out the Legate. That should hamstring this attack.
Okay, I'll take care of him. Can you offer any additional support? Because I am absolutely useless, as we have learned.
Like I said earlier, we have some supplemental forces on the way, but this wasn't the situation I was expecting, so I can only offer what is on hand. Thanks for your support. I'll make sure the NCR emergency radio is up and running. Go kill those bastards.
Yes, sir.
Good gracious. The Legion is using the intake tunnels to storm their way into the dam. Someone has to stop them.
What can I do to help?
I think you should be able
I
to
saw what you
divert
did with the
flowed
president,
water
so
into
maybe
the
not.
generator turbines. That would grind them up like a hamburger.
Ooh.
The computer to activate it is just ahead, but you may need to go outside to activate the manual override. That system hasn't been used in a while.
Okay, I'll take care of it.
Good luck. I'm gonna find a place to not get shot.
Make sure it's a long way away from me. I'm gonna find a place to not get shot. Immediately heads towards the fighting. think we're all pretty much under the impression that I'm shunned by Caesar's Legion by now. If we didn't know that at this stage, nobody's paying attention. I've just thought, actually, do you know, it might not be a bad thing that the president's dead. We get the change in command, it shakes up leadership. Right, let's get to this computer.
Morning.
Oh god. So it can either go that way or that way. That goes back to power plant 3. Ah, is this the computer? Nope. Right. It's got to be up there. Genuinely thought that would be it. There it is. This console controls the overflow controls for the generator intake tunnels. It looks like you can divert the auxiliary intake into the generators. Yep. Valves on the panel show a blockage with the intake system. The pressure will need to be relieved at the manual override valve. Of course it will.
Looks like break time's over. I knew it. Bad guys.
This control switch should be a manual pump switch somewhere. Ah. Nice. Right.
Bad guys.
Let's go save what's left of the NCR, boys.
Okay, I'll do my best.
Sorry, thought you were Legion troops. All these dead bodies everywhere. It's a fine day's work, Gannon. It's a fine day's work. That's on fire. I'm assuming that's not a problem. We need to be upstairs. Ah, there's our doorway over there. Oh no. Guess I can't do anything about that fire. Is this us? I think it is. Exit. There we go. Right. Let's get out there and make a difference. No, it's night time. Probably don't have any cat eye with us. Can't really see what's going on. Are we pushing on the fort? Is that what's happening? Legate. Not to be confused with Legate. Oh. Oh! What provided that explosion? Oh, that would have been so much more impressive if he wasn't stood behind cover. Can we just deal with this like responsible soldiers? Thank you. Let's go. Right, let's catch our breath. That was an absolute shambles. I'm not even going to pretend this is going the way I thought it would. But then they always say no plan survives first contact with the enemy. Can't repair any of my gear. I'm hoping there's some... Oh, hello. Thank you. Activate generator diagnostics. You think if you had a remote detonator you could set it up to cause the generators to explode? Do we have a remote detonator? I don't think I brought one with me. Unless there's one knocking around here. Can I go back and get one? Can I build one? I don't think I actually do want to destroy the dam though. I'm gonna not blow up the generators, I think. Can't wait. So we can't wait until it's morning. Let's get out there.
Alpha Squad reporting in. Thanks for the support back there. We've been assigned to ensure you make it to the Legate. How can we be of assistance?
You have superior firepower. You can overwhelm them if you push the advance.
You're in charge of this operation. That sounds like a suicide mission, but our orders are to take commands from you. Unit, let's move out.
Sorry. Remember your training, and you won't make it back alive. Follow me!
I'm glad that's over.
It's not finished yet.
Looks like trouble.
We push through this.
That takes care of that. From here on out, we fight. From here on out, we fight for Chief Hanlon.
Any more? Okay, looks so we're reaching our destination.
Just my covert bandaging skills are a little rusty.
Got him.
What a shame. There you are.
Praetorian Guard. Praetorian Guard ain't shit. Give me your armor. Nope, can't repair it with that. Get rid of that. And that.
Reprisal! Show yourself and I may let you live.
Are you behind there? Let's melt them all down.
Looks like trouble.
I wonder why there was so many of them in here. They're all dogs. Well, congratulations, Gannon.
What's going on?
Nearly there. Coming for you.
That's it. Run away.
Oh, no one's running away.
And who are you
to come before me. You bear the insignia of the bear, yet you do not wear it as a soldier of the West wears it.
Nice mask. Can't wait to take it as a trophy.
We shall see how brave you are when nailed to the walls of Hoover Dam, your body facing west so you may watch your world die.
Oh, that is not happening today. Get back here. And now you're sneaking up behind me. Get back. Told you I'd take it as a trophy.
Had enough? Maybe I should have stayed back and see him on.
Boom! You okay, Gannon? The battle has been won. Return to General Oliver. Can I see what's up this hill first? And see our ranger. I think we can use the hat to repair that. Yeah. This door locks from the other side, does it? Okay then. Well, my armor's beaten to bits. Most of my weapons have run out of ammunition. You like to make an entrance, don't you?
That's a fine bit of work back there. Truth told, I'm surprised you made it out of there in one piece. You and the dam. I'm impressed to say the least, and that's no easy thing. You've secured NCR's future. The administration sends its thanks for what it's worth.
Couldn't have done it alone, and I appreciate the assist along the way.
Least we could do. And seeing those shits of Caesar kicking dirt as they ran did my heart good, let me tell you. Might see some recruitment number rise, build some morale out in the Mojave long enough for the NCR to find its feet again. All due to you. Again, you have my thanks. And all the West, too.
Sorry about the president.
Pass it over the radio, after signing the right release forms.
I'm gonna go rest for a bit if you don't mind.
Course not. You earned it. Rest up. Let us carry things for a while. Kind of curious how this is going to pan out in the long run. But I guess history will tell us in its own sweet time.
At the end of this game, it will.
And so the courier who had cheated death in the cemetery outside Good Springs cheated death once again. And the Mojave wasteland was forever changed. The new California Republic celebrated its second victory at Hoover Dam, establishing definitive control over the entire Mojave Wasteland. Soon after, they negotiated terms to annex the Strip, Freeside, and many surrounding communities. The Mojave Wasteland, at long last, had entirely fallen under the NCR's banner. With brutal methods that few in NCR would approve of, it was the Courier who secured NCR's victory at Hoover Dam. Despite his extreme actions, he was awarded with the Golden Branch, the highest civilian decoration given by the Republic.
Though some super mutants in Nightkin continued to journey to the legendary Utopia, they found little trace of its existence. Some eventually found their way to Jacobstown, but many wandered off into the wastes, confused and disheartened.
Invigorated by his travels with the Courier, Raul once more took up his guns in memory of his lost Rafaela. Soon after, the Mojave was filled with tales of the ghost vaquero who hunts down those who prey on the weak.
With the help of the gunrunners, the Boomers developed a healthy trading relationship with the NCR. Eventually, the Boomers began wandering out into the wasteland while still preventing outsiders from entering Nellis.
Buried beneath tons of rubble, the Mojave chapter of the Brotherhood of Steel was no more.
Oops.
Those few who were outside the Hidden Valley bunker when it was destroyed settled into new lives, or headed west to find a new chapter to join.
Though she'd seen the writing on the wall, the destruction of the Mojave Brotherhood came far more suddenly than Veronica had expected. The news devastated her. Despite her best efforts to leave her past behind, she found herself compelled to make one final journey to Hidden Valley. There, she paid her last respects to the only family she had ever known.
Their leaders destroyed by the Courier, the fiends scattered throughout the wasteland. Without the organization of Motor Runner, Cook, Violet, and Driver Nephi, they were easy prey.
After the NCR's victory at the dam, the followers of the Apocalypse were pushed out of Old Mormon Fort during its occupation by NCR forces. NCR further encouraged them to leave Outer Vegas entirely, and the followers had no choice but to comply.
Goodsprings saw more trade along I-15 after NCR gained control of the Mojave Wasteland. But with that came a heavy burden of the Republic's taxes. Some old-timers, unable to handle the cost, were forced to move on, grumbling all the while.
Cass survived to see the NCR flag flying proud over Hoover Dam, and thought for a moment, this is what a hero must feel like. She was about to tell the Courier not to get too proud of himself. Then she figured, he knew that already. That night, Cass kicked in the door of his room to celebrate, only to find the man on the bed was an NCR soldier whose barracks had been destroyed. He was cute, though, so after having her way with him, she got the hell out, leaving an empty whiskey bottle as a note. As she walked along the dam in the night, she felt drunk, content, and happy to be alive. Which to her was the whole point of it all.
After generations of being beaten down, the great Khans were finally broken by the Courier. Those few who avoided the Courier's wrath moved north into the wilderness of Idaho, where they tried once more to rebuild.
Thanks to the Courier and Lily, a cure for the Nightkin's schizophrenia was found shortly after Dr. Henry's experiment concluded. Nightkin and other super mutants in the wasteland flocked to Jacobstown, and the town became known as a haven where a mutant could find peace.
Lily continued to take her medicine at half doses, and although she remembered her grandchildren, her mind remained muddled and confused. Eventually, she parted ways with the Courier and traveled west, seeking the remnants of her past.
After the NCR victory at Hoover Dam, the temporary truce between them and the Kings blossomed into a full-scale relief effort for the people. While the NCR made repeated entreaties that Freeside join the Republic, the Kings steadfastly maintained their independence.
Revitalized by Violetta's brain, Rex eventually learned to balance the memories of his old life with Violetta's experiences among the brutal fiends. His mind had difficulty adjusting, but Rex eventually found peace with his new, more vicious self.
Shaped up by the Courier's advice, the Misfits distinguished themselves during the Legion's attack on Camp Golf.
Mags was finally promoted to sergeant, and the rest of the Misfits received an official commendation. They continued to serve with distinction for many years.
Though Novak was a low-priority target for the Legion, many of Novak's citizens died in its defense. In the weeks that followed, several bright followers returned to Novak to help restore its defenses, allowing it to remain independent of NCR.
Looking for a place where he could be of some use, Boone found himself re-enlisting with his old unit. Though his regrets remained in his thoughts, they coalesced into a purpose, and Boone embraced it. He spent his leave time hunting down slavers in the desert, his first recon beret the last thing they never saw.
After Hoover Dam, the leaderless powder gangers at the correctional facility vanished into the wastes, leaving the prison empty. The correctional facility became another abandoned ruin in the wasteland, its carcass occasionally picked over by enterprising prospectors.
After the Vault 19 powder gang surrendered to the NCR, they were reincorporated into the correctional system. The NCR did increase their sentences, and they aren't about to take off time for good behavior.
After Hoover Dam, Sheriff Myers runs Prim with his own style of frontier justice. He deals with most folks fairly, but now and then someone winds up dead with little to no evidence against them.
Oh yes, interesting, yes. I completely understand.
Although they performed admirably during NCR's defense of Hoover Dam, the Rangers fell into decline soon after. With Hanlon's plot against the occupation exposed, and Oliver hailed as the NCR's new war hero, many Rangers were greeted coldly on their return home. Few openly blamed the Rangers for Hanlon's treachery, but public and political support for the organization quickly dwindled.
And so the Courier's road came to an end, for now. In the new world of the Mojave Wasteland, fighting continued, blood was spilled, and many lived and died just as they had in the old world. Because war never changes.
Yeah, that's it. The end. I think. Yep. That is the end of Fallout New Vegas. I have to say, I did expect the final episode to be a bit more of a smooth, kind of cool ending to a series. My playthrough wasn't that at all. That was haphazard, slovenly, all over the place, and the president's dead. So, wow. I did have a lot of fun recording this series, though. I've only ever played through New Vegas once, and I think I've said before, it was that long ago, I can't remember what happened, or half of the story, or what any of it means. Didn't really play through any of the DLC, to be honest. I don't remember anything except for Big Mountain. But that's one of the reasons I like doing these series. I mean, I've been meaning to say this for a while. It gives me a bit of focus. I know when I sit down to do these playthroughs, I'm actually going to get through a game. And it's given me the opportunity to go back to a few of the games that I've not really sort of played through properly, that I've had in my Steam library for ages, or just never got around to finishing. So yeah, I'm grateful for these playthroughs, because they give me the opportunity to do stuff that I wouldn't normally do. Yeah. I always feel a little bit empty at the end of each one, though, because I'm like, right, this has been my sole focus now for however many hours, and now it's finished, so what next is always the question. And what next indeed? There are other Fallout games to play, there are other Bethesda titles to play. Who knows, I might do something completely different. But I hope you've enjoyed this playthrough almost as much as I've enjoyed making it. And I will see you in the next series. For now, cheerio.
Bethesda.